weights. Like there's been a lot of talk, well there always is a lot of talk of like silly weights that are too high or people moaning they're not catching enough.
Yeah.
So thought we'd go down the route of, from your point of view, what the perfect match winning weight is.
Oh, commercial fishing.
Yeah, obviously the sort of fishing you're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously it's never going to be 100% consistent, but what in your head is like a nice day's fishing, keeps it interesting? Do you want like 200, 300, 400 pound where you're absolutely bagging, scratching around for 40 pound or somewhere in between?
It all depends on venues and.
I'm going to say, I think you can break it down,
that,
can't you? Because obviously some venues where the fish are massive, 200, 300, 400 pound isn't going to be a lot of fish, is it?
Yeah, but you don't want to catch it still.
Me, I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to say an ideal weight is for me between 80 and 110, 120 pound. Having a lovely day's fishing, catching everything, just gone back to the old days. I've told this story loads of times to you. 23 pound 6 was my biggest weight for years and years and years.
Was it?
Yeah, until I was like 22. No, until I was like, I'm going to say 18, 19, and then Cudmore started on Suez, and then we got to like 40 pound. But it was amazing, like little carp, little barber, little chub, just catching fish and getting bites just on maggots. Pellets weren't out then.
They didn't exist, did they?
No, they didn't.
They actually didn't exist.
And then it started creeping up when the new pools opened.
I paid 24.
Obviously, you had like 24. 24 was just off the barber on Suez.
As a fly, that
you
one.
had like Erinbrook and all that, didn't you? You were going there before you started coming to the new pools, because you'd been used to the
No.
pools. Did you not?
No.
I went to first.
Brookside.
The weights weren't. I remember seeing a couple of £100 of chub.
And Alden.
Wasn't it on 21 or 22?
But yeah, I did Brookside then, Cudmore. Probably Cudmore and Erinbrook at the same time.
Right.
I started playing with them. But yeah, and then £100. Well, I never had £100 till my 21st birthday.
Right. Okay.
And I had the first ever £100, and at the same time I had it, I had £102.
What, in a card? Like sellotaped in a card?
Oh.
I had £102 at Lingmere, and it was the first ever £100 at Lingmere as well. And it was
How
like,
good did you feel?
oh my God.
I remember my mum was £104 at Woodlands at Thirsk on a Barclays match. And I was like, I'd have been, what
Woodlands Thirsk.
Woodland Thirsk, 22 I'd have been.
When you caught it, did it feel like chaotic fishing at the time?
I've emptied it. I emptied it all day, £100. It didn't even, £60 used to be a bag to cut.
That was when we were putting sections on for carp, wasn't it? Oh,
You know what, I shouldn't say this because it'll get me in trouble.
Oh,
but it was back in the day when we were blasé and didn't understand. Like
Big
black
pot.
and white still.
Big pot.
No, I've had nearly all that in a silver Preston net. But we didn't know that.
We had put net then,
There was
didn't
no
we?
such thing as keep. We didn't know. We were
It
dicks.
was like shouting your mate down, give us hand with this net.
You
What?
didn't have two nets.
No, you
like
didn't.
no one had two nets.
And you had it on a
was
bank stick, I bet, didn't you?
Probably.
wouldn't
Yeah,
have
I
had
remember
any
that.
attachment
But I
in the
remember
box.
they were in one of them silver Preston nets
Oh, I love it.
because that's just the way it was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there was no there literally wasn't a net limit. It didn't exist
know
because no
about
one caught that
bringing-
many fish.
Bringing loops of your keep net through or anything like that, it was all swimming.
You would,
through,
you'd like three of your mates would pick it all up in the line, wouldn't you? Like, look at these.
Brilliant.
It was.
Yeah,
The scales
I
on the
was
went
the
to
other-
£20.
I was the other way because I sort of built big weights up in my head massively.
Yeah.
And where it was going to be, you've got to be catching one a bung from the start, total chaos. And you end up, when you're trying to catch a big weight, you blow your peg too soon because you try and catch too much too soon. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest weight I had for ages was a decoy on one of the strips. And when you caught it, it was just steady through the day. It wasn't like feeding loads of bait. It was catching short, then catching down the edge, but just plodding with decent sized fish. I think that's what you're on about a lot is
That's it.
your big
Nice days fishing.
£200 a venue where they're all £7-8 is a lot different to £200 on a venue.
here.
Yeah, where you're catching pound
Keeping busy,
pound
innit?
fish.
Catching fish, getting bites. I think that's the main thing.
I'm going to break it down to two things then. We've got big fish, big carp commercial fishing.
Yep.
Your ideal weight for that. Like where everything's £4 plus and you're just catching carpies in the summer.
Yeah.
And then there's Western Poolsy, Tunnel Barney, Partridgey, a lot of mix where there's not big fish, but lots of bite places.
I think the likes of here is like 100 to 80 to 120 pounds. Your nice days fishing.
Yeah.
But then big fish, you want your 200 pound, don't you? I suppose.
Maybe up to 200, I like that.
Once
At the Glebe, I'd love to catch 200.
Yeah.
It's a busy day at the Glebe, isn't
Yeah,
it? If you've got £200.
Yeah.
Hayfield, busy day, £200.
Yeah.
Not fast and furious.
No, just nice and steady. You could even go an hour or two without catching anything, isn't it? One of them, with the size of them, plod along.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
when it gets more than that, it's nice as a novelty, innit? But I don't want to catch £300 and £400 every time we go fishing.
What about you, Matty?
I'm gonna go a bit different. Like
Go on,
I
Matty,
think my favourite here, I love coming here like end of winter, coming through winter, early spring. I love like £70
Really?
because
Right, but saying that, catching £70 now feels like you're emptying it.
yeah, but
Whereas in
like
the summer you're like,
yeah, I know.
why is it different?
I feel like I feel like I can fish £60-70, but I can pause and think.
Yeah, you're
I can
thinking
just,
about
like-
each step.
Like I can think about, right, well, if I prime that line, I can catch £20-30
Right,
there.
yeah.
If I do that for a bit, I can go about doing that, and that's what I like doing that. Like with carp fishing, you say big carp fishing like that Aston Air down the road. That's like a perfect one. I've been there and caught like, I think I've had like 240, and it was in the middle of summer. It was just like I caught nothing.
It's a very hayfieldy that
Yeah,
way,
like
same
big,
sort of thing.
but my favourite one was when I went this year and I caught like 125, and it's just like sit on the bottom, sit there, like,
Wait.
whoa, like, oh, I've got one. Like, take your time playing it. Like
Yeah.
I've had some big weights before, and it's just like can't be bothered. I cannot well, Muncor when I had the £400, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like you catch you go and get a keep net, put it in, and I went back. Filled it within half an hour, and the guy's like looking at me next to me going, what's he doing? I said, I filled it. And I was just like, nah,
It becomes silly, doesn't it? It's not fishing, you're just catching.
yeah, well, like, and I feel like,
It's nice if you have a period that in a match,
yeah,
but not for 5 hours.
like that Fish Midlands final was the one I spoke to you about the other day about it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try and get back in it because I was sat there and I'm like, I could still win this. There's only an hour left, I could still win. Like, even though he's like £30 ahead of me, but I can still win. That's what I like. I don't.
Big
Them
fish,
kind of
not
matches.
big
Yeah,
weights.
because if you see someone bagging, like, don't be wrong, it happens. People catch more than people on a mugging stack and stuff like that. But then if you're in the mix, it's like, oh, I can.
But
Gives you more incentive.
that's probably a good example, isn't it? Where a lot of people like moaned about the venue because with that Fish Midlands final, because it wasn't big weights, and there was, if you drew off them, it was horrific, like not horrific, but 30, 40 pounds.
Nowhere new often was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a
That's another good thing about that.
movie, like you don't know where the flyers are, it changes from day to day.
Yeah.
Up until, because when we were doing the commentating on it, until like last hour, there was
Didn't know.
halfway, at least half the field was still in it. Last hour, there's probably 4 or 5 people still with a proper chance, and even more with a outside chance.
Yeah.
That, don't know, as a fishing match, it keeps it a lot fairer.
I'd rather fish a match like that every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. Where you,
Rather than somewhere where it's you've just got to catch steady through the day.
I want to be somewhere where I want to make mistakes, or I want to be able to make a mistake and recover from
You
it.
can rectify.
You know, for me, it's just a concentration factor. So, like, I could say come here or Muncor or wherever in the summer and fish shallow and be like, boom.
Every go, yeah.
But when I went on that qualifier, you told me to go. It was on that Sycamore,
Where were we
wasn't
at?
it?
At Marston Fields again.
It
Yeah.
was before the F1s got put in, so it's changed now. But it was like, I'm like a heron scanning, like, where's one? And then one will come through and I'm like, right, I cannot miss this.
What mugging?
Yeah, because if I get it, it's going to,
That's the only way to catch.
yeah, the only way to catch, and people like, people like might miss the chance, and you think that's what like the fishing I like doing, yeah.
It makes every fish
Yeah.
so much more significant, doesn't
Yeah.
it? When you lose one or you
Yeah,
miss a bite or anything like that, it's such a.
Or like you see someone like, you're mugging and you see them with a pole out and you see a group over there and you think,
Come to me.
yeah, come on. And then he puts his pole down, chucks his rod, and you think, yes, come on. And you're like, I've had it with Pimmy next to me on the semi. He won the final, obviously, but he's next to me and he's put his pole down, chucked his feeder out, and I'm like, here we go. Just sat there and he's watching me and I've just gone out and gone, got one, he's gone.
Came through his peg.
That was like literally on the limit of my peg. And it was like, I just like matches like that. I think they're interesting.
Where it gets a bit more.
Yeah. Where you
not
feel like
millions
you're
of
battling with people, but like, don't be wrong, it's nice just to drop in and bag up, but I feel like,
No.
I like cat and mousey fishing.
yeah.
It is more exciting, isn't it? Like, so you got to think.
Like you enjoy the autumn masters more than the summer.
I do now, yeah.
Yeah, because it's lower. You feel like you've got a few more pegs that open up and you can catch. Like, don't be wrong, in the summer it's brilliant fishing, but you can be a bit out of it because you might not have a big enough reed bed.
Yeah.
That's what.
There's a lot on. I don't know if it's in my head more than anything, but the F1 sort of venues, it's almost, if you get that first hour wrong, you're behind and you can't really catch up.
No, you can. No, I'm not having that.
You not think?
No, I'm not going with that one. You can be stubborn and not fish the right methods on them.
But if you go to tunnel and you've got your anglers that are fishing it week in, week out that know the crack. If you don't get it right in that first hour and you're behind, it's rare that they're going to give you a chance to catch up because they're not going to make mistakes.
But I don't think the weights are big enough to not catch up anymore. If it was £200, I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
But when it's 150 to 100, 50 to 150, I think you can catch up and do all right. We're all right. No one's coming in.
It's all kicking off.
It's all kicking
Someone's
off.
going to come in. No, they're not.
Kicking off.
Don't know.
Yeah, it's no. I don't think that exists anymore. Falling behind
No.
doesn't. It would at Monk Hall or somewhere.
Yeah,
Where if the weight's big enough, if it exceeds £30 in the first hour that you need to catch, which it used to here back in the day.
yeah.
Maybe on its day and now, Monk Hall definitely. Then yes.
It's the feed. The one for the beef is a feeder at Monk Hall. Like, it's good. It wins matches, but whenever I've gone, I feel like I can beat it.
Yeah.
Like, my dad's mate was next to me once and he's chucking feeder and he got like £40 ahead of me and I'm like, damn. And I dropped short and I caught him up.
All right.
And I'm like, you're limited in what you could do with that. That's what I feel like. You're only going to catch. I know, say you're only going to catch, but
Yeah, it depends what methods have been applied.
Yeah,
Whether
what
you
you're
can
gonna-
catch them up.
yeah,
Yeah. I say if someone went in shallow like you're on about,
Yeah.
then you ain't catching them up. If they have an hour on you catching one a bone,
yeah,
you don't, aren't you?
yeah.
But with other methods, it all depends on the venue, doesn't it?
I think
Yeah.
I think as well, it's just your opinion what you like. I like a nice chilled out, think about your match, settle into your match and think, right, how can I be better here making a decision?
Yeah,
Instead of just, I like catching fish, don't get me wrong, I like going in and catching shallow and stuff like that, or catching loads, but I also like just sitting there and thinking, right, well, if I do this for an hour or 40 minutes, it might make that better last hour, or that's what I find interesting. Just your opinion of what you like. Some people like just literally go and clunk, got one.
Catching a good.
The Baggers touched on that on this podcast. Has just done about
Yeah.
overshotting,
Yeah.
and it's massive, isn't it? It's
What you enjoy.
He used
how
to love that though.
important winning and enjoying
Yeah,
is.
he used to
Yeah.
love that sort of like fishing. Like when Westwood years ago, it's changed a bit now. He used to love that like little top kit fishing and think he's just, because you've done it so much, you feel like I always find it when I go carp fishing, I enjoy it more because I haven't done it.
Yeah,
So it's just a
you're
little bit
learning
of a
more stuff.
surprise and
Yeah.
like a bit of waggler fishing, bit of bomb.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where,
it's fishing changed, doesn't it? And like when you're younger and keen, you do just loving
Yeah,
emptying
yeah.
it. The
Yeah,
weight
yeah.
is everything.
Yeah,
I got obsessed here. That's what we used to be when we used to come here, like when early days and we coming in, like
Yeah.
me, we were just like, I got the record, Robbie got the record.
It was weight.
Get it back. You're just like constantly like, right, it used to be rovers. You used to go I used to go on the back of here like, right, I can catch £200 of carp across and then I need a bit, and the clay pit, like you think, right, I can push it and then Chris caught £300 and that was it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
know.
But it was all about the weight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was it. Had to win, biggest weight possible.
Yeah. Yeah, but
that's
I've
gone out
caught,
my head
like-
now. I used to be the same.
That's what you like. I've caught £300, like so.
Yeah, crack on, you won 25 quid.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
There was, going back a bit, there probably was an element to that
where big weights were something to shout about because it was on a national level almost, but now
Yeah.
now it's yeah.
It sort of did it with specie carp fishing, where years ago, like a 50-pounder was massive because there was like 5 of them in the country.
Yeah.
So catching one was a massive deal. Now there's that many everywhere. It sort of
Is
goes
there?
by the by.
There are lots of 50 pounds now in the country.
There's a lot of commercially styled specie carp lakes that have got 50-pounders. Before, when I was carp fishing, I could probably name you the 5 50-pounders in the country. But
They all had names as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Like everyone would know about them, but now it's not one a dozen, but there's a lot more of
Isn't it?
them.
There's
And
loads.
it's the same with big weights, isn't it? Where probably going back to when you were on there, it was like £100 was massive, then £300 was massive, and then 5. And now,
Now
it's
it
like
takes £1,000 to get a headline, doesn't it?
and that probably creates more negativity now
Yeah, I
than it
think
does positivity.
Yeah.
'Cause what was it like back then when there was like the first £100? Was it, oh my God, this is amazing, or oh my God, that's overstocked?
100 was big. You were like, wow.
Big. But when I first saw me first ever £200 or so was at Woodlands View, Ladner Corner on that 64 peg on Back Deans.
Yeah, you told me.
He just fished corn. He's had like £220. I'm like, Dad, he's had £220. I had like 40. Lovely days fishing. I caught goldfish and everything. It was amazing. But £200 pound. I'm like, how would you catch that?
Did you get the whole it's not proper fishing gang back then?
No.
No, you didn't. You just wanted to
didn't.
catch loads of fish.
Then it was just
as much as possible.
wow, because it was all learning and not done.
New, wasn't it? Oh,
I can't
new.
think of my first 200 where I witnessed it. I'm going to say it was Larford, me.
What, your first £200?
No, my first £200.
Mum's Cumberland series.
Mine
and
was
then you
on.
went and beat it.
Mine was on Makins. On a
Was it?
bag peg at Makins, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Through 820 at Makins. Like the peg, when it was the peg as well.
Oh, proper?
Yeah.
Get ready.
They like eat your method feeder as it lands and all sorts.
Flipping heck. Oh, no.
special.
What about yours, mate? Where was your first 200?
I don't know actually.
I can just be here. Throwing that in.
Maybe Lindome? No, not Lindome. Yeah, I can't remember. I'm normally quite good at remembering.
Yeah.
I know I had my first £100, or that was it, Bruneffian, one of them.
Oh, right,
Was it?
okay.
Yeah. I'd guess where I do as well. Do you know the end peg on the
I've never
back?
seen Bruneffian.
Oh, have you been?
No, I've never been.
People that know it would be
I
like,
always
yeah,
remember
well
Jones
drawn.
is talking about it.
You
Paul
go
Jones.
past the chalets round the left, and there's like a peg on its own, just sat there like,
Is that when
Like-
Matt Hayes did his thing, his great rod race?
I don't know. I've watched
Oh,
it.
that was the other one. What was the other one?
No,
The one that's
Burton
Snaggletooth.
Ron Effian and what was the other?
Mere, where he lives.
No, it was one on Anglesey.
Oh,
No,
well,
never.
Linnegores.
Linnegores.
Yeah.
He went there.
No,
Oh, you had a proper weight, did you there? Big
yeah,
F1's won it.
Yeah, big F1's like, I remember it like 666.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Told you
Our
about that
pellet
back in the
short
day.
and mint that was,
yeah.
honestly. And then I had £100 on 6 jacks, fishing that sloppy bread across.
Oh,
Yeah, that was good. But then I can't remember 200. I think, I want to say it was on here somewhere, but I can't think.
man was 280
No one else
pounds.
round here is capable, is it?
Suez,
No.
22.
Was it?
Shallow. And then you went and beat it in a match. I had that record for quite a bit.
Was that when you were fishing shallow by getting the big pot out at the start and just filling your peg in?
Yes. I
everywhere?
might go back to that, you know.
I forgot all about that.
I used to do that everywhere.
Where's that? Slob it in.
Just put like 3 or 4 massive pots in and micros over a massive area bigger than this,
You nearly
Get
broke.
it
Everyone
busy
used
like
to
that.
do it as well.
and then just catch shallow. It was so good, Matty.
You had everyone doing it.
I did, and it worked.
Everyone had pot like 6 balls in it.
Everyone used to
going
coach from then for like years, like do that. And it worked. But obviously with pleasure when you're coaching. But it was
Any
amazing.
foul lookers by any chance on the bottom?
Oh, I never fished on the bottom.
Never.
Never went anywhere near
Never went near it.
No, just fished shallow.
Just, yeah.
It was so good.
Put all this bait in, make him go down, and then.
No, because
shallowing.
like you're not feeding to like keep them on the bottom. There was a theory behind it, J lad, and it worked. Shut
But
up.
it was bollocks.
It wasn't because he used to win then. He don't win now, nothing. He used to win then. Since listening to you, you bastard.
Oh, you have messed everything up.
Yeah.
I'll go back.
Dickhead.
I'll do it your way for a bit then.
Fish pellets, Andrews. Fish pellet. I'm going to go back and do it.
This
Like
season-
Sunday, Rich, and I like that, so I'm going to fill it in.
What, fishing for silvers?
In fact, no,
In
I've done that a
February.
few times. Filming it. I've not caught anything on that. I reckon that ground bait's still on weir from when I did that. I made that challenge. Yeah, no. It used to work in my head. Imagine how many I would have caught then if I'd fished it proper. Where was just on a good peg?
We were so
Pretty
bad.
much. I was just on
Yeah.
Hey, I remember the new pools, right? I used to fish pace long all the time. Didn't I?
Yeah.
All you would have all day, when you cupped in, carp would eat it. And there'd be bow waves all over your peg all day.
Everywhere.
No one knew how to fish a banded pellet,
No.
slap a rig.
No one fished shallow.
No one knew. No one knew about mugging. They were black. And we didn't touch them, we just left them. We're fishing on the bottom like
That's
no
probably good.
Honest.
Oh, look at everything, weren't
Would
we? Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Catch nothing. He's fishing for barbel on a lake round with carp.
Bible like this, like, I love Bible.
But is that,
We were so bad, weren't we?
I remember going to new pools in that Winter League once. I fished for Connors Key D. That was how many years ago it was. And I drew, I can't remember what it was on new pool on the far side, but back to that 2.
Right.
And I plumbed up and it's like,
That'd be good. That'd be like 3.
no, like
Oh.
2. No,
Backside
lake
two.
1.
Oh,
sorry,
you're lake
back-
1.
Yeah, and I
Right.
got found this hole. I
There
was
was a
like,
barbel over there,
yeah,
actually.
and
Yeah.
I must have flicked in bread and it's just gone bump. Well, I got all them big
Barbel.
carp, yeah.
Oh, mate. Yeah, flipping it. Yeah.
He was right then. Yeah, definitely. That was amazing.
all the people that moan about mugging and stuff, is that what they just want you doing? Is sat on the bottom as like
Right,
every fish in the lake is just swimming by like?
The amount of fish we've not caught over the years
Oh,
on pegs,
ridiculous.
isn't it?
No.
It was just
I actually
swimming
used,
everywhere, but I couldn't catch them. They
I
wouldn't
actually
go
used to
down.
avoid the car, even though there weren't many chubbing, weren't many barbling. They're only on the end pegs. I'd draw the middle of these lakes and still fish for them. Have a lovely day catching like 20, 30 pound of these chub and barbel and skimmers.
Yeah.
And like even with like
Carp
150 pound of carp.
It was never that good.
It wasn't, but it could have been.
Yeah, there were never 100 pounds of big weight still then, wasn't it? And that was, go on, you're good with dates.
So we're going 2002, 2003, I reckon.
Is it then?
Long time,
No,
yeah.
a bit late. I'm going to say a bit later than that.
No, the new pill's been to 2000. That's
Has
when it
it?
got done.
So, yeah,
And it was Andy Moores and Neil Machin, then we were 2.
yeah, I'll have been
And then
25,
Alex, and then
26.
You got on it. And
'Cause where's it been venue-wise that have like broken the big weight records? What was it? Drayton for a bit.
yeah, the bagging waggler.
Angel of the North that had a
was
spell,
another
didn't
one,
it? Didn't
Boddington was a bit, yeah.
You used to go there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Boddington's.
I've never been when it's silly. I've been when it's
Oh,
like
right, okay.
£200-300. I've never been when it was silly.
Yeah.
That was like, wow.
I bet it'd be scary that we just sat there and there's like 600 pound carp going, come on then.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't even see him.
that's what I mean. You just know
When
they're
they're
there.
plopping
but
that waggler on the pole and they're just going plop the 12 metres and hooking a 20 pounder every go. But you don't even see a fish.
I know, that's what, you just know they're there, but you've like,
It was
waiting.
weird. I broke 3 landing nets and 3 casts there once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Just angry carps and.
Being a dickhead lifting them up.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we didn't know. Yeah, you used to lift them up from the end, didn't you?
You used to think, yeah, you just used to grab your pole with 15 pound and yeah, well, there's another one.
I can't remember other venues other than them two. Like, wasn't a thing, was it really?
Southampton.
Big weights.
That used to be a little special one that was bigger.
Cobhouse, actually. We mentioned
Cobhouse.
Cobhouse is another one.
What was that, Aaron's Lake? Is that the one?
That was the silly one, wasn't it?
That's where they just ate the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when they weighed in at half time.
That was the first daft one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, big T-Tone and Winnick had like over £1,000 in the match, didn't he, on it?
Is that still going?
I
Or?
don't think so.
Don't know. Not heard about it.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah.
Yeah, now obviously Todber and, well, it's loads, isn't it? Forest Lane, that kind of places now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
New pools, though.
Yeah, honestly, that Vale.
Have you been?
I've not. I fished the Vale, but like it was in April, and I caught £80 a chub. Like, but I've seen it when obviously we've been going for the fish north, and you walk up to it,
Yeah.
and you just stand there, and they just come up, like looking at you, like, go on then, feed me. There's loads. Honestly, you can chuck a rock in and just go, but just come up and look at it. It's just
Flipping it.
It's different now, isn't it?
It'd be an interesting one actually to get everyone in the comments what their
What's
sort
the
of
ideal
ideal weight is, because I think we've all gone fairly similar, haven't we?
Yeah.
That sort
yeah.
of 80,
More than
low
nice day
100,
fishing than anything, yeah.
not
Time
silly.
to think about it. innit?
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see how many people are like.
I like it being when it's a mixture, not just carp, not just F1s, like you're catching a bit of
I like that. I like a match where at some point you've got to fish for something else.
That's why I used to love fishing worms and casters until you put me right
Yeah,
to
but
it.
you just fish them all day. You fish for the roach and perch all day.
Yeah, well,
you need that carp periods at the start and the end of it. when you caught your first barbel, I know we take the piss out of this all the time, but then you get your waggler out and be like, Andy's caught one on the waggler, it's all over. It only caught
down the
one.
bank. It only had one. Yeah. Yeah.
It's all over. Yeah.
Oh, mate, amazing.
It was so much more fun back in the day when it was like that though, when the weights were little. We appreciated it more, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
We appreciated catching £70. Now we are greedy. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Don't
And
like
that's it, isn't it? Like, obviously, we'll touch on it, but people moaning about, oh, I've only had £100 today.
Yeah, I
Back
know.
then, it took me years and years to get the first £100 I've just been through. You know
No,
what I
it's,
mean?
it's relevant to the max at the fishing, but yeah, it is.
What's that £100?
Is it? There's that many more fishing places now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think so.
How much of it's towards people being better at catching it?
Better, yeah. Obviously, social media and all that, YouTube, watching videos.
I think that's massive. If you went back, I'd love to be able to go back now and you
Do
can.
what then?
You can go back and watch the fish shows.
Yeah, you can. Right back to the
And
next
even the
time.
best anglers then, you can watch them and you go, what is he doing? But they were doing the best that they knew how
time,
to do
yeah,
then.
yeah.
I mean, at that time of year, that was the best that was available.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
you look now and you go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Floating pole's the one for me.
Floating pole, yeah.
When you watch, just slap at your belly and you just get one a pull, innit?
You would, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But poles were probably that heavy that you couldn't. But they're all sitting there with a floating pole. You just think, if you were the one bloke just slapping, you'd
Imagine
empty
did that
it, wouldn't
now
you?
though. It'd be so funny when it just like ship it
back
out,
to
lay it on the bottom, be like, you alright?
We need to have a challenge with floating poles then, don't we? Go back to the old days.
Floating
You'd
pole
definitely break
challenge.
one.
They were breaking it.
Yeah.
The poles couldn't handle it these days, could they?
They'll sew it.
No, definitely not. No,
A-fill carp towing your pole in.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I like it the way it's gone. We catch so many more fish. But it's like with new fisheries, the magic's gone of catching loads of fish, and
Yeah.
it's not the same, is it?
No.
But still good. We still like catching loads of fish. Right, it's time for a pint.
Go ahead.